Hey there fam, Toby and I are back with more Zelda fun. As you know, the Zelda universe is filled with so much lore, but at the same time there are gaps in its history. Gaps that leave you wondering, and open the path for many theories.
One of the most interesting gaps in Zelda lore is the origins of the royal bloodline, the Hylians. Ancient Hylian texts describe these people as being the descendants of the goddess Hylia herself. However, there is some evidence to suggest that they were created by the Uka.
Oh man, they're gonna think we're crazy, Toby.
I know it sounds exaggerated, but hear us out. Thanks to Skyward Sword, we now have a better idea of how the cycle of good versus evil works in the Zelda universe. But what we want to talk about from Skyward Sword is Skyloft and its relation to the ancient city in the sky from Twilight Princess.
Yes, the most famous theory revolving around these two places is that they are in fact the same location, simply in different time periods. The city in the sky being the ruins of the old Skyloft from Legends.
It's in these ruins that you will meet the creepy and bizarre-faced creatures known as the Ukas, and it is speculated that they are evolutionary descendants from the Loftwings. To better understand both the City in the Sky and the Ukas, we suggest you watch the Legend of Zelda theory City in the Sky by Vortexy Gaming. She's awesome, check it out.
The Loftwing could perhaps be one of the oldest creatures in the history of the Zelda series, which were more likely created by the Golden Goddesses. In Skyward Sword, we learned that there were in fact other tribes that lived on the surface, and that they had been there for ages. It was the goddess Hylia who gathered all the humans after almost being driven to extinction by Demise and his horde of demons, and sent them to the city in the sky we know as Skyloft.
These are the humans that became the Hylians as we know them in the Legend of Zelda series. That said, because of this event, we know that humans existed for a long time before. Of course, it is believed that the Golden Goddesses created all the known tribes and species in the Zelda universe. However, in Twilight Princess, the character of Chad says something very interesting about the Uka. At the moment, I am absolutely entranced by the sky beings known as the Uka. Yes, according to legend, Hyrule was made by the Hylians, who, as we all know, were the race closest to the gods. But according to legend, there was a race even closer to the gods. Some say these creatures made the Hylians. When they created the people of Hylia, they simultaneously created a new city, a capital city that floated in the heavens.
Chad is inferring that the Oka are responsible for creating the Hylians, and if the Oka are in fact descendants of the Loftwing, then could it be that the Loftwing created the human race? As crazy as it sounds, this is actually possible thanks to a manga you find in the end of Hyrule Historia. In this manga, we learn that the goddess Hylia, before meeting the humans, had her own Loftwing, which could prove Chad's statement that the Oka/Loftwing were in fact closer to the gods than humans were.
What's really interesting about the goddess Hylia's Loftwing is its godlike presence, its grace, its majesty, also the fact that it can talk. It's looking for a human who could become its rider to help it defeat the evil known as Demise.
We believe this is where the Hylian crest was born, as it depicts the Triforce, who essentially are the Golden Goddesses, and just below that their companion, a Loftwing. This is why we also feel the Loftwing are one of the oldest creatures created by the gods to transport them around.
So, if the Loftwings were in fact godly creatures, could this mean that they created humans in the image of their own gods? I suppose as a form of tribute, and also why humans/Hylians always seem to have the gods on their side. It could again give credibility to Chad's statement that the Ukas created the Hylians.
But that is just our crazy theory. What do you guys think?
Don't forget to let us know what you thought of this theory in the comments below, and also stay subscribed here or follow me over to my channel for more awesome Zelda theories and Pokemon content.